Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the story Two Stories About Flying Part 1 from the book The First Flight, Class 10th. It is written by Liam O'Flaherty. Now let's discuss about the author Liam O'Flaherty. Liam O'Flaherty was an Irish novelist and short story writer. He was born on 28 August 1896 and breathed his last on 7 September 1984. He was born in a remote village of Gortnack Capel in Galloway. In 1908, he went to Rockwell College. He became a popular literary figure with his best-selling novel The Informer in 1925. The next novel, Return of the Brute, was also a great success. O'Flaherty will be remembered as a major voice in the Irish literary renaissance. Now let us introduce the lesson. This is an imaginary story. The story conveys the message that one learns by taking courage and not by sitting idle. A young seagull is fed lovingly by his parents, but when the time comes for him to fly, he feels afraid. His parents try many tricks to teach him to fly, but he is so afraid that he refuses to fly. At last, his mother hits upon a plan. She tempts him with the food in her beak. Here the word tempt means she has made the bird attracted. She has given him a temptation that he could fly. But she only flies near his ledge but does not, and there order to get food, the hungry seagull comes to the edge of the rock. Falls from it. At first he is terrified, but when he opens his wings and started flying, he is happy to note that he did not fall in the sea. In this way, this young seagull learns how to fly. So students, you would have got the complete introduction of the lesson that we are going to learn. Now next we will discuss the theme of the story. So we have made it very much easy for you all. What is about the lesson is about. Also we have discussed the theme of the story, because many a time this may be asked in the examination as well, that what is the theme or what is the central idea of the lesson. His first flight is a story of hesitation, trial and error, and finally getting success in the end. So this is very good thing, as we all know that what does the word trial and error method. Okay, you may be aware this from mathematics as well. Trial and error. Many times for solving the questions you are using this, and it also is applicable in our real life, that many a times we try. Many a times we get error into this. We became unsuccessful. We didn't get success. Okay, but if we keep on trying, finally we will get success in our life. So this story is also the same. It is an interesting story of a hesitant and timid seagull learning the art of flying. Where his two brothers and sister had already learned flying, his fear and hesitation stopped him from doing so. His diving at the fish due to hunger proved a blessing in disguise. So it happens that whenever we are starting anything for the first time, we are very nervous. We cannot come out of our comfort zone. We feel very means that we feel that we are inside a shell. But one day or the other day we have to overcome our fear. We have to surpass the hurdles, the phobia that we have in mind. And this happened with a young seagull. And while his two brothers and sister, they have already learned flying, but the young seagull was been crushed by the hesitation and the fear, and he was not able to do so. And later on, when he is diving at the fish due to hunger, proved a blessing in disguise. The blessing in disguise, it means it happens sometime ki before it was not good, you are finding it, the things are not good, something that seems bad or unlucky at first. Okay, but later on what happened? Something good is happening. You find it good. So in this way it happened with the young seagull as well. After a shaky start, he spread out his wings and started flying upwards and downwards. It was his first flight. The author gives a message that no one attains success instantly. Repeated trials and error lead him to success. So you will not get success for the first time. Repeatedly you have to try for it. You have to attain that thrust. You have to show your thirst, and then finally your thirst will be quenched by your efforts. Now we will go with the explanation of the lesson. So what I have done is I had also mentioned the screen for the lesson so that you can read the content here only and you can understand. First I will read the content and then we will go with the line by line explanation. The young seagull was alone on his sled. His two brothers and sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run forward to the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. So before moving further, you can see the word meaning that I have mentioned here, so that it will be easy for you to understand the difficult words. Now we will go with the explanation of the lesson. This story is about a young seagull who is at the age of a life where he has to learn to fly. It happens, a human child, he started learning to crawl, to walk. In the same way, the young seagull is in the stage of his life where he has to learn to fly. Unlike his younger brothers and sister, he is too afraid to fly. When all of them went for flying for the first time near the edge of the sea, all of them except him succeeded. He could not trust his wings. He got terrified by the vast sea and got convinced that he could never fly. And this is the nervousness. This is the fear of doing something for the first time. And this young seagull was also crushed by this fear. He was afraid of the great expanse of the sea. Okay, it means the sea which has covered a long distance, long distance, and wherever he was seeing, he could see only the wide expanse of the sea, and he was not able to trust on his own wings that he will be able to fly across. He could not trust his wings. He got terrified by the vast sea and got convinced that he could never fly. As a result, he was ashamed and disheartened and thus went inside the ledge where usually he slept. So again, he could not come out of his comfort zone. He couldn't show the courage over here for trying to fly, and so again he back into the ledge where he slept at night. Now we will move further. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings and flew away, he failed to muster up courage to take that plunge which appeared to him so desperate. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. Now let's discuss some word meanings. Flapped here means of a bird, if you will say, moving the up and down movement of the birds, and especially when they are trying to fly. Muster up here means, muster up courage here means gather up the courage. Plunge means to take jump or to dive from a height. Shrilly, with a high pitched and piercing voice or sound, and the word upbraiding here means scold. Now let's go with the line by line explanation. His younger sibling managed to take their first flight despite their wings being shorter than his. Okay, so what explained that? The other two, the brothers and sister, their wings were shorter in comparison to his own, and still they were able to fly by flapping their wings because they were not nervous. But what happened with the young one? He was not able to. But he could not summon the courage, so he tried to desperately. He was very desperate to fly. He was trying it, but he could not gather up that courage into him to take a dive from that height, and he find that it will be very difficult for him. He was scolded by his parents for not trying again, but he was so afraid that he could not even move. His parents were calling him shrilly in a loud noise, scolding, upbraiding him, threatening to him that they are going to leave him starve there only. Starve here means die of hunger. If he is not taking that chance, if he is not coming with them, he is not going to learn to fly, then he will be left alone there and he has to die of hunger there only. But still, he could not gather up the courage to move. Moving further, That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flying, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him with his cowardice. Now let's discuss the word meanings. Here the word herring, Herring, it means a soft-finned sea fish. Devour here means eat quickly. Cackle, loud, laugh in a loud, harsh way. And cowardice means lack of bravery, lack of courage. Now we will go with the line by line explanation. So all these things what was going on, it happened nearly 24 hours ago. It means now he had been alone for a day after he tried, because his parents were busy focusing on his siblings. Since he was not taking the courage, he was not coming out of his comfort zone to fly. So finally what the parents have done? They started teaching flying to the other brothers and sisters of him, perfecting them in the art of flying, that how to cut the waves, how to dive for the fish. All these tactics they were taking to their other children. And he had in fact also seen, he has witnessed that one of his brother, what he has done, that his older sibling even caught his first fish, which is proudly ate at a rock while his parents celebrated it. Okay, they have taught his brother how to hunt the fish, how to dive for the fish, and finally his brother was able to got one. And then what happened? As soon as he got one, he enjoyed eating it. And while he was doing so, the parents encircled around him and celebrated his success by raising a proud cackle, by raising a harsh loud sound. That morning his parents taunted him all the way for being a coward, and they all were taunting him, means they are making him feel that he is not able to fly, he is not even trying to fly. And for this cowardice, not for making any effort to fly, they were taunting him. Moving further, the sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge, and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing, he closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and sisters lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was pinning the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to wet it. Now let's discuss the word meaning. Ascending the sky means the act of rising up through the air. Preening, to tidy and clean its feathers. Hump, a rounded raised mass of earth or land. Scrapped here means discard. And one more word, whet, wet. I have not mentioned it here, but it means to sharpen. Now let's go with the explanation of this paragraph. Now he had been alone there and he was looking for things to do, and during the sun was now rising in the sky. Rising in the sky means it is turning the daytime now, and he was able to feeling the heat more than ever because he was empty stomach since the night before. The night before he has not eaten anything, and this also happened with us when we are not properly fed. Then in hunger, whatever tasks we are doing, we are not able to do so, isn't it? And if we get fatigued very easily, we got tired very easily, and this happened with the bird as well. Since he has not eaten from the day before, he was facing that light, he was feeling that heat, that scorching heat too much. He stepped out of his sledge and pretended to sleep on one leg to gain the attention of his family. Since he was been left alone by the family members, he was standing on a gesture to show that he is sleeping in that manner, but still the family was not paying any attention. His father was busy in cleaning his feather with his beak, and his mother was standing on another plateau eating fish while she noticed him. Okay, so the other siblings were sleeping, the father was busy in dressing the feathers, and only the mother was the one who was noticing him, and also she was sitting or standing on some other plateau. The seagull got mad on seeing the fish because he was very hungry. He loved to tear away fish and scrape his beak now and then. So after looking at the fish that was being caught by the mother under her toe, he was maddened. He was completely mad to take that fish because he loves eating the fish by scraping it hard onto the rock, and wetting it means he used to sharp his beak onto the rock and then eating that fish, and the look of the fish has make him mad with hunger because he has not eaten anything from the day before. Next, ga ga ga, he cried begging her to bring him some food. Gao kola, she screamed back derisively, but he kept calling tentatively, and after a minute or so he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. So what happened next is, derisively word here means in a manner expressing contempt or ridicule, to be ridiculed. Okay. Next word is plaintively here means sad. Uttered, make a sound with one's voice. Halted here means stopped, to take a halt, to stop somewhere. Now let's go with the explanation. Now the little young bird he was crying in hunger. He cried in hunger to his mom while his mother screamed back angrily. But he kept crying, which soon turned into a joyful scream at the sight of his mother flying towards him with the piece of fish. And we all know the love of the mother. Even though they were trying that he should learn to fly, they want to make him fly. For this they were behaving very harshly to him. But when he was continuously crying, he was making a plaintive sound. Plaintively he was crying means he was making a sad noise. Finally what mother has done? She has picked a piece of fish and started flying towards the young seagull. And by looking at this, he has given a joyful scream. He got excited as she came nearer and thus leaned forward. He leaned forward. That definitely what mother is going to do. Mother is going to feed the piece of fish into his beak, and for the same he leaned forward. But let's see what happened next. Suddenly she stopped not too far from him. Out of excitement and hunger, he dived at the fish without realizing for a moment that he was afraid to fly. And what happened? He was mad with hunger, and actually this can be said that the trick played by the mother. What she has done, when she came closer to the young seagull, she stopped flying. She halted herself into the air for a moment, and since the young seagull was mad in hunger, he forgot that he was afraid of flying. He leaned forward almost down from the cliff to get that piece of fish, and in this, with a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach, and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and soared upwards. Ga ga ga, ga ga ga, ga kolha. His Mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his father flew over him screaming. He saw his two brothers and sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. So finally the bird was about to fly. Now let's see the word meanings. Monstrous means here horrible, means in size. One size we can talk of monstrous means huge in size, but here monstrous here means what? Horrible. Seized here means he was grabbed, he was clutched, he was grabbed with fear. Headlong means with the head foremost. Headlong means head comes first, head foremost. Soaring means flying or rising high in the air. The word swooped here, especially of bird, means what? Move rapidly downwards through the air, the rapid movement of the bird. Curveting means perform a series of jumps and on the hind legs. It happens when someone new who started flying. What they used to do? They curvate, they perform a series of jumps. Okay. Now we will go with the explanation of the lines. He got so excited that he fell as soon as he tried. For a moment he was in shock and still out of terror. Okay. He was so maddened for the food. What happened? He was not able to realize this and he fell down from the cliff, and with a loud scream he shouted loudly, and he found himself into the space. Space here means what? In the air. And a monstrous, a terrible terror seized him. He was grabbed by a terror, a fear. And what happened to him? His heart stood still. He feels that what is going to happen with him. For a moment he was in shock and stood still out of terror. All this lasted only for a moment, and soon his feathers opened as he flied. But this all happened, this all fear and everything was just for a moment, and soon what he has done, he has spreaded his wing and he was able to feel that he is flying. He could feel the wind against his breast feathers, stomach and his wings. He could feel himself cutting through the air. He could feel that the wind passing by. He was able to cut the wind through his breast feathers, his feathers. He was not afraid anymore. He was just a bit nervous, but then his mother accompanied him. The whole family screamed out of excitement, thus celebrating his victory over fear. And he was feeling a little bit of dizzy. Dizzy here means what? A kind of dizziness. Feeling of dizzy means that he was feeling that he may fall or something, but it hasn't happened to him. He was able to flap the wings and he was able to rise into the sky. And at that moment what happened? He was all alone. Then the other family members also joined him. His mother passed aside of him with a rapid movement. Also the father was screaming and flying over him, and also his brothers and sisters also joined him. Finally the young seagull was able to fly. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with the little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. Here first we will discuss the word meanings. The word shrieking here means making a high-pitched piercing cry or sound. Shrilly means loudly and forcefully. Ridges here means a long, narrow hilltop, mountain range or watershed, and cawed here means utter a cow. So now we should go with the explanation. So once he overcome his fear, he forgot that he was once afraid of it. Okay, it happens when we are overcome our fear. Now we are not anymore have any fear of anything. So now very easily he was flying across the sky. And further he did all those things he once feared. Okay, all those things here means that he was able to dive, he was able to soar, he was able to take the curve, and he was shrieking in a very high pitch sound. He flied straight over the sea and could see the greenery and the mountain beneath him. He screamed out of joy as he enjoyed the victory. He was able to see all around the place where he was fly. The vast sea, which he was thinking that he will never fly across, now he was not finding any difficulty in flying over it, and he was very amused on his own, and that's why he was calling out himself. He was uttering a cow. He was uttering the sound of joy. And now Lastly, his parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with the fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger and he could not rise. Exhausted by the strange exercise, his feet sank into the green sea and then his belly touched it, and he sank no further. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering scraps of dogfish. He had made his first flight. Now let's go with the explanation of this. When he landed, his family landed along with him as a gesture that they were proud. Beckoning, the word beckoning here means what? Gesturing. Okay, and they all were calling him shrilly. They were just motivating him by making out a loud sound. They were screaming and shouting in excitement in their high-pitched voices. He then went into the sea, where at first he got scared and thus panicked. He tried escaping but got tired and weak because of hunger. And for the very first time, he has made his feet enter into the sea. He was a little scared. He got panicked. He wanted to rise up and then fly again, but he was very much tired. He was fatigued. He was not able to do so. Thus, when he calmed down, he started floating in the sea he was once afraid of. Even he got perfect into floating onto the surface of the sea. His family was celebrating in excitement and offered him food as praise. Dogfish, he means a kind of fish, grasping the pieces of the fish, and so that he can eat something. What happened in the enjoyment, and for celebrating his joy, other family members were throwing at him the pieces of the fish. And finally he had overcome his fear and had made his first flight. In this manner, for the first time, he just came out of the comfort zone and he was able to take his first flight.